It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Wednesday, the 19th of March. I'm James Spann. Got a cold front coming in here tonight. Anytime there's a front in March, you have to be kind of careful and watch those carefully. But the good news, the overall severe weather threat is relatively low, and much colder air comes in here tomorrow. Many locations across the state will have frost on the ground by Friday morning, and some places will have a late season freeze. So let's go. Here's the upper air look, and you can see our new trough coming out of the Rockies. And that will be pushing a surface front in here tonight. We'll check the radar early this morning. Got some showers out over the nation's midsection. Otherwise, things are pretty quiet. Not as cold this morning across Alabama. We've got temperatures in the 50s over the western half of the state where the wind is picked up. Still pretty cool over the eastern side of the state. We have Dothan at 44, Montgomery, the cool spot. They've got 43. That's where the sky is clear, the wind is light. But again, where the wind is picked up, we've got 50s for places like Mobile, Birmingham, and Huntsville. And speaking of wind, there is a wind advisory in effect today and tonight for areas basically along and north of Interstate 5920. That would be north of a line from New York to Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston, the counties in brown on that map. Gradient winds, not related to storms, could gust up into the 30-mile-per-hour bracket later today, so keep that in mind. And it will be a very windy day over much of the central U.S. We have wind advisories from the deep south up into the Great Lakes. Look at here, blizzard warnings on this March 19th from Kansas through parts of Nebraska, Iowa, and southeastern Minnesota. Winter storm warnings for parts of Wisconsin, upper Michigan, as winter is hanging on. By the way, spring arrives tomorrow, I think early tomorrow morning. So we're right here at the first day of spring, the equinox. So here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. There's a small enhanced risk up north, not down here, but way up north. Level 3 out of 5 for parts of Illinois, just south of Chicago. The broad risk runs from the Great Lakes down into the deep south. And again, for Alabama, a marginal risk. That's level 1 out of 5 from Huntsville, Birmingham, and York, north and west. The areas in dark green on that map. And we'll check the probabilistic outlook for tornadoes, and there is no chance of a tornado. And that's a good thing. Just wanted to give you some level of comfort there. And we'll talk about the storms this evening with modeling here in just a second. Tomorrow, no severe storms expected across the country. Same thing on day 3, which is Friday. And then on day 5, which is Sunday, again, we have a risk defined from eastern Texas into western Mississippi. And there is no risk beyond that defined for Alabama. But we could see certainly, in fact, we should see a batch of storms late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And again, we'll take a look at modeling on that in just a second. Rain for the next 7 days. Valid between now and Wednesday morning of next week for most of Alabama. The amounts between 1/2 and 1 inch. All right, model fans, here we go. The GFS, this is the 06Z run today at 4. There's your big trough just north and west of the state. A deep surface low is southwest of Chicago. And there's a trailing front down the Mississippi River. And obviously north and west of that surface low, snow and blizzard conditions likely. And then to the south of the surface low, a chance of strong to severe storms. So let's look at high-resolution modeling. This is the high-resolution HRR, HRRR, that stands for High Resolution Rapid Refresh. Valid this evening at 7 o'clock local time. And you can see that band of showers and thunderstorms creeping into northwest Alabama. And again, there's not much instability. There's a little bit. Numbers have come up a bit, but still, those are very meager values for this time of the year. But that little narrow tongue of instability right ahead of the front. The wind field's not especially strong. They're much stronger north of Alabama. And this is the STP, and again, no chance of a tornado here. We do note the numbers are higher north of Alabama, up into western Kentucky and points north. But the bottom line is there could be a few storms tonight with maybe small hail and gusty winds, but no tornado threat, and this is not really anything like the system we dealt with this past weekend. So tomorrow is going to be kind of a raw, cold, breezy day. And if you're in the Tennessee Valley, there could be a little light rain. Clouds over the northern half of the state. Temperatures holding in the 40s over North Alabama. That brisk north wind will make it feel colder. South Alabama will see clearing with highs in the 50s. And then by Friday morning, as the sky clears, the wind calms down. Many spots will see frost on the ground, even down into South Alabama. And the colder spots will see a late season freeze. So growers, beware. But a nice warm up during the day Friday, highs in the 60s with a sunny sky. Saturday looks dry and mild. We bounce back in the 70s. And then Sunday, I think the day will be dry. And we'll be way up in the upper 70s, probably some low 80s for South Alabama. A warm and breezy day. And then that batch of storms to the west will be coming in here Sunday night. This is after midnight Sunday night. That deep surface low is over Lake Michigan. And again, looking at the projected instability early Monday morning, late Sunday night, there's just not much. A little bit over southwest Alabama, so I could see a situation where SPC would introduce kind of a low-end threat maybe for the Gulf Coast, but for the rest of the state with no surface-based instability, the surface low so far north, it certainly doesn't at the moment look like a big severe weather issue. But again, we'll get past tonight's front and we can focus on that. And then during the day Monday, the better chance of any showers will be near the Gulf Coast. The rest of the state will see a clearing sky. Tuesday of next week, we'll call it partly sunny. Highs around 70, and this is a week from today, Wednesday, March 26th. A western-northwest flow aloft, and again, a dry air mass with highs around 70. Let's keep going. This is out 10 days, Friday, March the 28th. A little trough down in the Gulf of Mexico. Otherwise, a pretty quiet look with dry conditions. So after the rain ends early Monday of next week, the rest of the week looking relatively quiet. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean right at 2 inches between now and the 3rd of April. Temperatures off the NBM. NBM is National Blend of Models, kind of an ensemble approach. Upper 70s today, mild and windy. And then tomorrow, though, the high dropping to 51. This is for Birmingham. And if you're north of Birmingham, you will not get out of the 40s. It'll be a raw day. Friday morning. Birmingham, the number for the city at 33, and obviously many locations over the northern part of the state will see a freeze. And again, we could see some frost into South Alabama Friday morning. But then we come right back into the 70s. These late season cold snaps don't last long. And next week, temperatures look very seasonal. And the latest long-range guidance. This is for March 26th through April 1st. Temperatures could be a little above average, if that all verifies. So survey work continues from our weekend storm system. This is a look at the latest tornado activity confirmed by the Weather Service in Birmingham. The count is now up to 13, and they're not done. Today they'll be surveying northern Tuscaloosa and Walker counties, and then also in Sumter County. So I think the final tornado count is going to be probably close to 15. And yesterday's the work came back. One of the new tornadoes identified was the Sipsey tornado. And, of course, we knew that it was a tornado, but they confirmed that this was an EF2. That was the rating for that Walker County tornado. Of course, the strongest tornado of the event was the Plantersville-Maplesville tornado. That was rated EF3. And, in fact, I'll be down in Plantersville next Wednesday to speak to the students at J.E. Terry Elementary School. Really looking forward to that. And we have a lot to talk about. But anyway, nice sunset last night. For some school systems, this is spring break. You know, the spring break weeks are staggered now all across the state. Some are next week, but a lot of folks are on the Gulf Coast, and obviously the weather there was beautiful. Up this way, nice sunset. Love it. Little high school baseball action. Looks like that's up at Cedar Bluff, home of the Tigers. And a little spring sports here. Just a gorgeous sky there. You need that good texture. And, again, don't forget the equinox coming up tomorrow morning here. I want to say it's at like 4 o'clock. Let's see. Let me check it out real quick. I should know this coming into the video. You have 4:01 a.m. tomorrow morning after midnight tonight. So we'll have today and tomorrow approximately 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness as the sun is right over the Earth's equator. So let's look at the schedule here. Tomorrow going to be down in Headland. See the kids at Headland Elementary School. Be a lot of fun. Then Friday morning, I'm going to be in Tuscaloosa for two schools, a 2-for-1 special. Verner Elementary. I actually attended Verner about 100 years ago. I went to two elementary schools. I went to W.O. Palmer in Greenville. That's my hometown. But we moved to Tuscaloosa when I started 5th grade. And I went to Verner Elementary for 5th and 6th grade. And I'll be back at Verner Friday morning. And then right down the road, I'll go to Rock Quarry Elementary in Tuscaloosa. And then Saturday, going to be speaking at the Great Lakes Weather Conference at Valparaiso University, Northern Indiana, Valpo. Looking forward to that. And don't forget to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.